Today, we'll be building a SwiftUI to-do list app with Firebase login and Firestore. This is the actual app we'll be creating. The user is able to log in using their credentials, test@test.com. The password is test1234. Click on sign in. So as you can see, there are a few to-dos that the user needs to complete. We can add a new to-do. Click on the plus sign, add the to-do subject, collect relative from airport, assign a date, say 27th of August, click on save. As you can see, the to-do has been saved. And I'll also show you the to-do within the Firestore database. And as you can see, if we navigate to Firebase, we can see all the to-dos for the logged in user. So if I click on this document here, for this user, you can see the to-dos. And this is the new to-do that we just submitted a few minutes ago, collect relative from the airport. We can also delete the to-dos from the Firestore database by swiping. So if we wanted to delete one of the to-dos, we just swipe and click on delete, and then that record will also be removed from Firestore. And we can update the to-do as well. If you want to set one of the to-dos to complete, it's code is playing up. So go to delete mode. Let me just stop the simulator, try it again. I'll select the record again, the one that we want to update. Okay, so at the moment, the status for the wash the car to do is pending. If I want to, I can update it to done, and click on save. As you can see, it's now been updated to done, so that to-do is done. We can also search or filter the to-dos. If I type in W, it will filter on all the to-dos that contains the letter W, such as wash the car and mow the lawn. So I don't know what happened there, so let's go. So this is the app that we'll be creating today. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. Is to navigate to Firebase console as seen in the browser, which is console.firebase.google.com. And then we need to create a brand new project within Firebase. So just click on create a Firebase project. And then we need to name our project. I will just name it as Firebase Login Tutorial. Click on continue. Continue. Continue again. And then we need to choose or create a Google Analytics account. I'll just create a new account. I will give the account the same name as the tutorial. I'll just call it Firebase Login. Click on Save. Select your location. Accept the terms. Click on Create. Then we have to wait a few seconds. Click on Continue. The next thing we need to do is to add Firebase to our app. Since we're focusing on iOS, SwiftUI, we need to select the iOS. Click on iOS button. And then within the Xcode project that we created a few minutes ago, we need to locate our Apple Bundle ID. To access your bundle ID, click on your project file, which is the blue one at the top. Click on General, and then the bundle identifier is, I think it's here somewhere. That's in sign in and capabilities. So just select the entire string. And then we go back to Firebase console. And then we paste our Apple Bundle ID into the text field. I think that one's being used, so I better change it. The Apple Bundle ID was already being used, so I need to change it. So let's change it to something unique, which is Firebase Login Tutorial. I'll copy it again. And then within the Apple Bundle ID field, I just replace the previous one that was there. App nickname, that's optional, so we can ignore that. Apple Store or App Store ID, we can ignore that also. Click on Register App. That will register it within Google Firebase. And then we need to download the Google Service Info plist. Click on the Next button. Click on Next. Click on Next again, as we'll be implementing the code later. Click on Continue to Console. The next thing we need to do to enable authentication within Firebase, we need to click on build on the left hand side, which is here. And then we need to select authentication. And then we need to click on get started within the authentication. And then we click on email and password. We have to make sure we enable email password. Click on the switch. And then click on save button. As you can see, it has created our authentication table that will be filled with users later, with usernames and passwords. The next thing we need to do is to drag the file that we downloaded a few minutes ago, which was the Google Service Info plist that should be saved within your downloads folder or maybe your desktop. So we need to locate that file now and then drag it into Xcode. It's within my downloads folder, so just drag it into your project. And then click on finish. Now we need to download the Firebase framework using Swift Package Manager. So we need to select File, click on Add Package Dependencies. Since I downloaded it earlier, as in a few days ago, it's already within my list. But if it's not in your list, just type in the following, which is this one here. http github.com Firebase -iOS-SDK. And then we need to specify a version number, which is the exact version that I'm using is 10.29. The reason being, because at the moment I'm just using Xcode 15, and when I tried to use the later version, it came up with an error. Click on Add Package. And then it should start to download the package from Firebase. So the main package we'll be using at the moment is Firebase Auth, which is this one here. But just click on Add Package to add all of them anyway. And then it starts to download the packages with the dependencies from Firebase. The next thing we need to do is to make sure that our Swift Package Manager Firebase files have been downloaded. We need to open our app file and then type in the following: import Firebase core, just to make sure that the frameworks are available. So they should be, as we can see them in the list here. And then we need to compile our project. Just to make sure everything can be seen. In the next tutorial, we will implement our Firebase documents that will include the to-do list to enable a user to have many to-dos so that it forms a relational database structure so that a user can have 0 or more to-dos stored in Firebase. We'll also implement our data model as well. So that's in the next tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials.